that. We gotta change up that tarp soft photo in the intro.
If anybody wants to know how important Dakota Josh was to the Vancouver Canucks, that was the game. Okay, so condiments. This is everything.
Everything. So we run the gamut completely, right?
I'm talking about sriracha on the bottle.
Sriracha?
Sriracha. It's that silent R that screws me up.
Is it a silent R?
I don't know, like who's tall?
Who's tall?
Chris Pronger, wasn't he tall?
Chris Pronger was tall, yeah.
Welcome to the PP1 podcast.
Are you kidding me? That's what?
Seven.
Shout out.
Was tall.
He was. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. It's true. Welcome to the PP1 podcast. You know, we're back. We're back. Intro song by good friend of the show. Weird thing to say, Jesse Roper. We're on the Area 51 Sports Network. It's just weird because like we're adding to the friends list, right? We could say friend of the show, Brad May.
Yeah.
Good. We could do that. We don't, but we could do if we wanted to. We could do it. Friend of the show, Ted. Friend of the show, Ryan.
I was trying to think of like when Volpatti was on the show.
Yeah.
And I was telling the story to Matt and Jonas, another guy that I work with. How Volpatti had said, like, you know, when you absolutely just train wreck a guy.
Oh, the double murder?
Someone,
or double homicide?
Someone comes to his defense. Someone comes to his defense and then you knock that guy out, right?
Yeah,
and
double homicide.
I couldn't remember the name of it, but I remember double homicide, and I think I gotta make sure. You should text me that.
So you're like telling the story, and you're trying to like.
I can't. I'm like, do you remember that Volpatti episode? And I was like, I can't remember what he calls it when you absolutely annihilate some guy, and then the guy comes to fight you for the hit, and then you knock his ass out too. Double homicide, great story. Aaron Volpatti, friend of the show.
I can only imagine because you're pretty good at like telling like a joke story or a story, and for you to just be stumped at the most important part.
No, I started with the story of like I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Speaking of our intro, just to continue this on, so we were having leftover homemade mac and cheese tonight because we made 2 boxes worth. So that's how
we should continue to talk about mac and cheese after this, but keep going.
We can do that. So anyway, we're Kins and I are sitting at the table there, and I've like the not official sriracha, but I can't remember where I got it. Must have got it at Superstore or Costco or something. There's like I don't know, it's not the official one, but it's pretty close. But there is a difference in taste. Anyway, bought it because couldn't find it at the time. So
Rooster sauce?
Yeah, it's Rooster sauce. Well, just whatever. So probably got it from Costco or something. Anyway, so I put some on my mac and cheese as I normally do. And I'm just about to put it into the fridge. Kinsey goes, "Does that have gluten?" I'm like, "No." "Can I see the bottle?" "Yeah, absolutely." "Could you?" So she starts. I'm like, "Here," because the top of the bottle.
I guess she's gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
Right?
So she's trying to squeeze out a little bit. I'm like, the top sometimes shoots off and it's going to ruin all your pasta. So I don't want to do that. I'm like, let me just do it. So I get a little bit, and she's like, "Yeah, can I like try some?" "Absolutely. Yeah, let's go." So little dabble in there. She's like, "It's like okay." And then she's like, "It's not really hot."
Does she eat the regular sriracha?
I think she's probably had it.
Okay, so she thinks this is a different kind. She's recognized.
Well, she just wanted. I think she just wanted to try because she likes hot things occasionally. Like she likes hot chips and she likes whatever.
Love that kid.
Yeah, she's great. So anyway, I put a little bit in her bowl there so she can kind of like dip it around. She's like, "It's not really hot, but it's like peppery." And then so she eats whatever. I'm like, "Okay." I just yeah, it's true. So anyway, she's like, "Yeah, it's not really what I was thinking." And then so she has like a glass of water. It's almost bedtime. And she's like, "It's like steel in my mouth." She's like, "I could still taste it." I'm like, it does that. Yeah. So she's like, "I don't think I like it." It's just
where did you get this stuff from?
think like Costco or something. I don't know. So
on your reheated mac and cheese.
yeah, it's good though. Yeah.
So if you haven't been, I know we talk food on the show periodically.
And we can continue until you.
Yeah, and for anybody that hasn't been, if you spent some time in Kelowna, you can go get ridiculous mac and cheese.
I agree. Yeah.
And now I'm forgetting the
So
name of the place again.
Double Homicide. I'm pretty sure it's called.
Double Homicide. The Hatching Post is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's super mega dope. So Christy and I went there a couple nights ago.
Because you're on the west side, it's close.
Yeah, because we're on the west side. I think it's owned by the same people who own like Crown and Thieves and Red Truck Cidery.
Gotcha.
So it's very it's a very west side thing, right? It's right on Boucherie Road, and obviously you go there for the smoked meat, but the real hero is the mac and cheese that they make, and they make with those big, thick, sort of spirally noodles. And then what you can get when you order the mac and cheese, and we ordered this the other night, is the barbecue beef brisket mac and cheese.
Okay.
And it is.
See, we did. I think we had that. The cornbread. I feel like.
Oh, the cornbread is amazing with the maple butter.
Yeah. We haven't been there in a couple of years. We went there. I think on our anniversary.
We better put a little couples date together. Get the Christines out.
Yeah, that's the problem. She's already sleeping, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, mine will be there.
It's a problem. It's a problem on all fronts, basically.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
The mac and cheese there is elite, and I think because when you get like that creamy, thick mac and cheese from a place that is known for like barbecue, I think it's almost a rule you have to.
Yeah. They like all the sauces there are homemade too, right? So they slather that barbecue sauce on top of the mac and cheese, and I don't like ketchup or anything. I like my mac and cheese to just be mac and cheese. I like to throw sriracha on it. That's fine,
unless you got your or whatever.
Their barbecue sauce on the mac and cheese is ridiculous. It's still the best mac and cheese that I've ever had, though. You go to the Seattle market, what is that place called? I don't know, like the market or Fisherman's Wharf or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Pike Place
Market. The place where they throw the fish.
Yeah,
on the corner, just before you head up the hill, they have Beecher's cheese. I don't know if you remember Beecher's cheese. Beecher's is like a special kind of cheese that you can get there. Anyways, they make Beecher's mac and cheese at the place where they make the cheese. And the way that they do the market, you can bring in stuff from other places and bring it into the place that you're eating.
Okay, yeah.
So what they do is that you roll over to like the salt place. There's like a seasonings place,
right?
And you get a little bit of the truffle salt, and they recommend that you go to the other place and you grab the truffle oil, and then that goes on top of the
like a village,
and you eat it right there, and it is bang bang, so good.
Well, the next time I go to Seattle, which unfortunately won't be anytime soon. Probably any American city, realistically, but I will do that. I mean, if you don't love everything that Seattle does, as a city, it is probably one of my favorite cities because of the food, the culture.
It does smell a lot. It does smell a lot like pee, though.
It does, and the quirkiness of it is just I don't know, underground tour, all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, food. We covered a lot of bases there. Go check out Double Homicide next time you're.
Go find that one.
Next time you're out there. Before we get into everything, so I did purchase. I went to Metro, did my pre-Christmas booze run.
Okay.
Because I wasn't gonna have time to do it anytime during Christmas, up to the food days, up to Christmas itself. Went to Metro, got myself the chestnut, got myself backhand.
And a boy.
And I grabbed a couple something else, a couple other things.
It's still hanging out here from last time.
Yeah, I got one more in the fridge, so that'll be my Friday beer. Big fan. I forgot because I hadn't had one in a while. I just forgot like that taste and like that first sip. I'm like, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's just one of the best stouts of all time.
It's
a stretch.
It just hits. It just hits. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's where I'm at with that.
This is what I'm drinking. It's
okay.
It's a 0 proof.
Yes. Nevertheless,
and it's very good, and it's only 70 calories. That's also
because
good.
they've non-alcoholic beers have upped the game.
Yeah,
They've-
no, it's gotten way better. Obviously,
Yeah.
A couple heart surgeries in, I got to watch the alcohol intake. It's not
What's
really
up with that? Who has two?
Yeah.
Who has two surgeries?
try to do everything a little extra.
Okay, that sounds about right
Yeah.
for a guy that isn't extra at all. Like,
Yeah.
let's make the serious stuff extra. That
Yeah.
checks out. Do
As
you
my
want to talk?
mom, as my sister's Filipino mom would say, extra.
Mm,
hmm
I like that.
Yeah.
Do we have any other stuff that before we get into the hockey stuff? Christmas, New Year's. It was boring for me. It was great.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk WJC. So, yeah, so there was that. Christmas was pretty chill. Had the family. My brother's house burnt down, and I mean, that
that's a
crazy.
whole other thing. He's doing better.
They're
now.
doing good. Yeah, everybody was safe. Obviously, it burnt down a few days before Christmas. Lots of outreach, lots of help. City of Salmon Arm loves those two, so they just got so much help, and big pouring outcry there, and lots of help from my work. We were able to raise some money to help them out through Christmas, and
Nice.
just make sure when you're going through insurance and all that stuff to get sorted out. But yeah, we got to see them for Christmas. We always get together on Boxing Day. So their little guy, he's just turned 1, and
Oh boy,
yeah, it was really great. It was a good, chill Christmas overall, sprinkled in with a little bit of chaos. You know how it goes.
I think every now and then you need that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
we've
it's like my family.
we've gone through good chaos, bad chaos. We've been there. I've pre-COVID spent a nice little Boxing Day in the triage. Oh man, and I was pretty sure I got COVID after that.
Remember washing your chips? Remember washing your bags of chips?
No,
Are you one of those people? There's all these videos going around, people washing their chips and washing all
bag
their foods.
itself.
Yeah, washing everything.
That's stupid.
Go ahead and do some groceries and you wash your shit.
This was pre. We didn't even know it was a thing until January. So got mega sick after that. I'm like, yep, that was likely the place I got it from. The absolute cesspool of disease that was floating around. And I find out my kid actually wasn't sick. I'm like, oh well, hey, get out of here.
Food wise, you know what I remember I remember snacks from COVID for some reason. Did a lot of snacking. So like that's when dill like spicy dill pickles came out.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this was also the time that like tacky chips were getting really big. There was like a Doritos version of those too.
Can I hijack? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
we're gonna go food for a bit because this is our show. Screw you.
We're gonna
guys.
talk really bad Canucks.
Oh, trust me. We will talk about the Canucks and we have some thoughts.
Do we have to talk about Vancouver? Yeah,
We
so that's
do.
gonna
It's
happen.
part of this.
Now it's food.
Okay, so right now, and I'm so sorry, but I have to hijack this conversation because you brought up Takis. Costco. So the Stone tortilla chips, the Costco tortilla chips.
Yeah.
I can't remember the brand name of it. Doesn't matter. They make gluten-free Takis.
Oh.
And they're not cheap. It was a one-time purchase until they're on sale.
Gluten-free, it's never cheap. Yeah.
No, but these ones, they were gone, and I made sure they had to last at least 3 days. I was like, girls, this is kind of for lunches, so don't screw this up. We're buying one bag. They were gone in 3 days, and I probably helped out, but I only helped out at the end because they're gluten-free. We gotta have some kind of rules for the person that is a celiac. So anyway, they are so good. They are just dynamite flavor.
Regular Takis?
I mean, I put them right on par with them.
Wow.
And they're gluten-free and they come in a big bag and they're super expensive. So anyway, check them out. They're at Costco. Totally worth it. Free ads for Costco because that's Costco. Everyone gives out free ads. So anyway,
so the next time I'm there, I grab toilet paper, that one thing, when I make my way to Costco.
Yeah.
I'll see if there's some Takis and a gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, and the Japanese barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's a must. Yeah.
Which I put on the
and the pico de gallo, Sonny's pico de gallo or something like that. Or
I mean, what time do they close? Oh, they're closed.
Yeah, okay. It's 8:00.
So let's talk hockey.
Yeah.
Let's talk hockey. We'll talk about the World Juniors first. How much of the World Juniors did you watch? I actually watched a lot of it this year. Not every
Yeah.
year I get involved, but this year I was quite involved.
Yeah, I was able to watch 3 games and then, parts of a fourth.
Okay. Just
Um,
Canada, or did you catch a little bit of everybody?
I did catch I caught the Finns, but so I was able to watch I was able to watch 3 Canada games, and then I was able to watch part of the Finland game, part of a US game, part of a Sweden game.
Okay.
I was like doing my best, obviously, to try to check out some of the prospects and stuff that were out there. But
Right. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately Canada-wise. Watching Sweden was fun to watch. So obviously, the Finns are the Finns, right? They're always just a tough out.
But beatable.
Nobody crazy dynamic there this year, which was good. But they're always just like those guys. That's a North American hockey team, the way they play. The Americans, again, super dynamic. Whether or not that's the team that you like or not, you have to respect the way they play for sure.
That last game. Oof.
Yeah, the Czechs were very surprising. Watching a 6th round draft pick roll out as their captain, that's cool. You see a guy that's sort of developed and come up in that program. I think you can appreciate the fact that they get together so early and they practice together so much, and there's some continuity with the coaching staff and the system.
True European flavor.
Yeah, so it's the Czechs, and obviously skill-wise they don't stack up, but right, those teams play some real team hockey. And then there was Canada, and I think we've been saying it now for more than 3 years that the Canadian development program is broken. The rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. I have some thoughts after.
Yeah, I just feel like the rest of the world has just caught up, and Canada is not so great anymore internationally that they can just roll out there by taking the best available juniors or NCAA players that are out there, slapping them on the team, and then giving them whatever coach is hottest this year.
Yeah.
To deploy a system and then roll with it. And again, that continuity we just talked about with the Czechs, playing together in a system year over year. You get guys that come up through that program and play 3 years and then graduate and go on to the next, right? Like,
yeah.
There's guys that come up in Canada and then the next year they got another coach, and then they come up and then they got another coach, right? And the time that they spend together isn't enough to put that level of continuity together, even though they play new systems. So if they were to play the same system and have the same coach year after year, every year those guys are going to be one more year akin to that system and then be able to work the new guys in. And I just think that the way they've done it in the past was good enough in the past, but the rest of the world is caught up, and you can't do that. It's not enough anymore. So,
I think the rest of the world, Latvia's caught up for sure.
Yeah, Latvia's wrote the book on how to play Canada, right? I mean,
if one of the, it's not even. I think if you really follow hockey, and I know a lot of people do, like, I feel like this is a stupid thing I'm about to say, but like, if you really follow hockey, Latvia isn't exactly a secret anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we look at Artur Shilovs, we look at what's his pickle? Who's their other guy that they had a couple years back? Like, their goaltending has become, like, when it comes to the world tournaments, their goaltending has been elite. They play this really fun, competitive game that, like, they don't suck. Hi, Chris. Yeah, nice beer, buddy. Good to see him. Yes, always a pleasure. Latvia isn't a secret, I find, anymore. Like, they're not a world beater.
Did you catch up with Phillips somewhere or what?
We're just leaving the rink, and I saw this bald dude with a massive beard, and he's holding a lacrosse.
Was he rocking a huge beard again?
Checked all the boxes. So
yeah, Chris grows a good beard.
He was actually awake, which was super weird. So he was having a conversation, so I knew there's a good chance it was Chris, but yeah, he was awake. So yeah, it's good to see him. Always good to see Chris.
Love that guy.
Latvia to me isn't a secret anymore. Like, this isn't like, I can't believe this happened. They seem to play a handful of countries really well, and they've proven it. They won the world championships, didn't they, a couple of years ago?
Didn't they finish third? I think they
or
finished.
something stupid, right? So,
But it was. I think they put Canada out, and that was at the men's
and
level.
Shelov's won like tournament MVP for goaltender or whatever. Like,
Yeah, he was an
I'm pretty
unstoppable
sure that's
goal
true.
force.
Like, there's these are things that eventually, you play, like you're talking about, like you're playing the country's system and they've bought in. And so when push comes to shove and there's the odd challenge and they actually rise to it, and the rest of us are like, I can't believe it happened. Yeah, well, we've been playing the system long enough. We got this thing figured out and we don't suck. And we're going to probably lose a lot of games, but we're also going to win a handful that you're not going to necessarily think are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So for Latvia, I was, that was enjoyable. The US team, I thought, was so much fun to watch, so dynamic.
They're so fun.
And like just absolute high intensity. The passing was great. I texted you like that Stiga, the center, super fun to watch. Like they've got some great players. USA Hockey is, they kind of have a system. They have a development program. Canada doesn't have that. The US, like how many guys are getting drafted from the US development program? Imagine if Canada had that. And again, I'm sure we've had this conversation.
Yeah. Those guys are all still getting drafted out of Canada. The level of skill that comes out of Canada and the CHL is still.
Oh, it's still there. It's still the ultimate program.
Like they still have the best player. They still have arguably the best player in the tournament every year. This year you go back to Celebrini. There was years where we probably saw a guy like Max Lafreniere like take a back seat where that probably shouldn't have happened, right? I think they learned their lesson a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of focus on this being a seniors tournament and stuff, right? But I even have time for the argument of like, oh, well, Canada's best players are already playing in the NHL. Also true. I get that. But when you go down the roster, Canada has no business losing to the Latvians.
No.
And I think that's all based on, we're talking about we've spoken about this many times, and we just had, Team Canada Olympic men's selection goaltending.
Yep.
And there's no Martin Brodeur, Curtis Joseph, Carey Price, Roberto Luongo. That guy doesn't exist on them. I like Logan Thompson and it was very obvious, how good Canada goaltending was in the last tournament, but there's no stud goaltender,
there's
right?
No marquee guy. Like Binnington.
There's no marquee guy. And I think
Binnington, but he has won it.
Binner was great. Binner was an extremely, he wasn't the guy that held the fort together so that we didn't lose. He was also the reason that we won. So look, I'm not taking away from his performance
it's not the marquee anymore.
No, but we don't have that elite level status in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like not too long ago that Justin Pogge was put in charge of managing Team Canada goaltending development. And I don't know the whole story to this. If somebody wants to come after me and quote me on this or whatever, it's fine. But the fact of the matter is that there was a guy in place. There was a recognized possible weakness in Team Canada goaltending. Mm-hmm. They had a guy like Justin Pogge in there to work on development. And within a couple of years, he was out. And Canada still doesn't work on developing its goaltenders, right? The level of talent that's still coming out of the CHL is still phenomenal, but those guys don't play like a team, and that seems like such a boomer old school thing to say, but it's so apparent and so true now based on what a lot of these other teams are doing. Chief among them, Team USA. That it's not working for Team Canada anymore, and the rest of the world is caught up. And they're still a hockey powerhouse, but they're not. It's not to me that they're not the favorite to win every year anymore.
So what's wild, and this is where I wanted to talk about Canada for a second. I thought Canada had a pretty darn good tournament. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was like one to remember, but I thought they had enough weapons. I thought as a team, and it showed probably the second or third game, maybe really. As a team, I thought they were pretty good. I thought that the depth, like their defense was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
I thought that
we're
going to hate that guy. Really will. A bunch, which is good things to say. I would love him to be a Canuck. I think we would. He kind of has like a bit of like the Ryan Kessler Burrows vibe, but on defense, like the vibe of it, but like tons of talent. Great flick wrist shot that just scores from the blue line. Super talented. I thought that, and again, Misa was good. I thought they had a great team game for the most part. I really enjoyed that they were able to look like a strong team. And I mean, heartbreaker to see the way that they lost. I thought their goaltending was pretty good. I didn't think it was incredible. And I mean, the game that they lost, if you really go back and look at it, it was a bit of puck luck. There was things that did go their way. There's a few crazy saves that kept them in the game. And then there was a few that you're just like, unfortunately, that's how hockey goes sometimes. Yeah. I think they could have won that tournament, to be perfectly honest. I think that was an unfortunate game. I mean, one to remember, but it was unfortunate how it ended. And thankfully, if you're a Kelowna Rockets fan, you were licking your chops after a game like that, because especially even after the first Czech Canada game, because, oh my gosh, there's a ton of talent going into this year's playoffs. But other than that, yeah, once push came to shove and it was over, then unfortunately you did see, I mean, they're a bit of a sore loser as well. To see some of that stuff.
We're a bit of an entitled nation when it comes to that, right?
Yeah, but I think you should still be a good loser too. I mean, if all the other countries have figured it out, and like even after that first game when Martone went and did his thing to the Czech bench, I think, was it the first game? He went over, and I mean, that's your captain of all your players, and he's the first guy that did as the captain. And then to see how they got all pissy at the end of the game. I mean, and we've seen that, you know, the Americans have probably done it a few times, but you don't want to see these guys because it just basically teaches like, oh yeah, like we're not really like that. Well, yeah, you kind of are, because if you're going to do it at the World Juniors at like the highest level and you're going to act like a little piss baby, then, you know, when you get to the NHL, like, you know, maybe it's just a changing of the guard of, you know, the millennials and the zennials and whatever the heck all the ennials are now. But, you know, is that how they're going to start acting? And it's just like, all right, manage it. I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, like, I agree with you. I agree with you. It was much more fun to watch this year. The level of talent on the team is very clearly there. Super high end skill. They even did the classic Canada thing, like had a bit of a wake up call, close call.
Sure.
Put the foot on the gas and came out of it, right? And then, you know, and then came back with a really strong performance, right? And then they got punched in the mouth. And then normally you think that that's just a blip, right? I mean, that happens every couple of years, you know, but this has happened now a number of years in a row. And it's very obviously becoming an issue. And there's something off with the way that these teams are being handled and coached. That's missing. They don't have it. And whether that's that the rest of the league is just caught up and has figured out how to play them, or they've closed the gap talent wise, which I believe the talent is still superior on Canada versus many of the other teams, save for maybe the US year over year full roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless they've caught up, which I also don't think they have, then it can only be that the way that it's Hunter's a great coach. He's done it in juniors for, you know, forever, and he's done it.
He's up there. Yeah.
But I still think that it has to do with the amount of time that's put into these squads, the amount of continuity that's allowed these players to grow. Yeah. And last year I would have said a level of stubbornness, but they opened up the roster a little bit this year. So something's missing, man. I think that the rest of the league doesn't care about Canada anymore. They care, but they don't treat them like, they're not over respecting them anymore. They're coming at them. And I don't think Canada's ready for that.
Well, I don't think they've been ready for a few years. We're going to switch the subject a little bit. What was I going to get into here? So World Juniors. So the Canucks are clearly on the path to tanking, and we'll tie back into the World Juniors for a second. Watching Gavin McKenna, and I know you can't put all of your eggs in this basket for an opinion, but I mean, based on the guys that were in the tournament, guys that are going to be drafted this year, and there's a good chance the Canucks are going to be in it. Unfortunately, so are the Winnipeg Jets, which makes zero sense. What do you think of Gavin? Like, if at this moment in time where they sit, they have an opportunity to get, McKenna or what's his pickle, Stenberg and the other guy. I mean, who do you like? Do you go after the thing you hope is the right thing, or do you go after the guy that's looking more and more like the one that you probably should take? Like, do you go Sweden because he is the best player, or do you go Canada because this is your one opportunity to get the guy that you're hoping is the generational player? And maybe Stenberg isn't. I got his name right? Stenberg?
Yeah.
Maybe he's
like if you're picking first overall, like I just don't know how you pass up on McKenna. Like I just think he's that good. I think that I think he's been dumped on a little bit this year, playing in the NCAA against men and being given a bit of a hard time. I think it's Penn State, right? Penn State. Talking about the fact that he hasn't been as explosive as he was in the CHL, but it was like he's also playing against men, some of them 25 years old. Like he's already doing it against men competition, right? I mean,
and he also shredded the WHL last year, so it's not like.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine what he would be doing if he continued to ascend the way that he was? Like,
he'd be playing for Seattle.
His records are easily up there with the best that have ever played. I'm not shying away from the fact that I believe McKenna is the number one pick. I don't see how I would avoid taking him. But I think if you go back to, the Taylor Hall draft, I think I don't think Tampa Bay's sour about picking number 2 and ending up with Hedberg. Or Hedman, sorry. So Hedman's had a great career for a long time there. It was looking like it was going to be a pretty even pick. I think longevity wise, it's not really become close. Hall was probably the more explosive player early on, but if Verhoff is anything like what Victor Hedman turns out to be, then whoever gets him at number 2 is going to be in fantastic shape. You want to be picking in the top 3 of this draft.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And I think he's sitting there.
McKenna. If the Canucks pick number 1, for me, it's got to be the prodigy. And I don't know how you pass up on that. Stenberg's done some amazing things, but he's also like a 5'11" player. So if I'm going to be taking a 5'11" player, I just don't know how that I'm moving off of the guy, who's doing it and has done it at every level, right? Verhoff's great. We all know that. I would be happy to take Verhoff as well, but I don't know how anybody's moving off the McKenna thing. Like I get it, but if it's me and I'm the Canucks, that's who I'm taking.
Okay, and I think that I just wanted to ask you the question. I'm really not sure where I'm sitting. I'm probably in your camp as well, but I think because it's fresh, I'm asking the question. And he had a pretty good tournament. I think everybody's hoping for the Connor McDavid, Connor Bedard kind of tournament, right? So when you have that guy of that ilk, you're hoping that you're going to get it. Just doesn't work that way though. Always, like sometimes. Sidney Crosby was pretty good. Malkin was pretty good. Ovi was pretty good, but some of these guys, they were pretty good, and then they became elite after that.
They're also pretty good, Ryan, but they're not the senior guys on that team either. Like for you to make those players the focal point of your offense, and he was to a large degree. There's senior guys there that are already doing it and probably have a little bit more leeway, even though it is a McKenna. So I think if they were to go in there and the whole thing was put on his shoulders, it might be different.
Yeah.
If he was playing the kind of minutes that you would want him to play, maybe it would be different. I don't know. But I don't think he's anything to sneeze at.
Okay. We should talk some Canucks because I got some other questions. There's a question in there that I don't want to give this person any credit, but it is worth talking about. And if he's watching our show, that's great. The Canucks, the honeymoon's over from the trade. So somehow both teams moved on. And Quinn Hughes is already setting records in Minnesota. No big deal. It's not like we don't like Quinn Hughes. The guy is incredible, but he doesn't play for us anymore, so that's fine. The Vancouver Canucks are just still a hot mess. Just when you think that maybe things are peaking up again, they're not. So they Pettersson
Remember
scores
when they won, 3 straight after the trade, and everybody was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then it was addition by subtraction for the other camp, right? Like
now it's subtraction by addition. So
no, like that is
they are not a good hockey team. We're getting some. I mean, unless they go to the shootout, then Kevin Lankinen might be the greatest goaltender of all time. Full stop. It's just the fact that people are like, we should switch goalies at this point. Like it's a thing. It's a thing. He's very, very good this year.
Yeah.
But you got to play 65 minutes of hockey to get that far. And the Canucks are not exactly been in a lot of games where they're allowed to be 65 minutes in. Don't get me wrong. There's been some pretty fun games, and they've played some pretty fun ones. They've also just played some hockey. You're like, I could go get groceries. I could go buy some mac and cheese. What was the name of that thing that Aaron Volpatty did? You just start thinking and venturing into oblivion because you don't want to watch the Canucks right now.
It's just not very good, right? I mean,
it's not a good product.
No, it's pretty ugly for sure. It's like I will tell you that it's a far cry from where I was on opening night.
It's different.
It's very different because
we also
fun and it was exciting, and it's been nothing like that since.
And then there's a leak that they're going to be doing like rivalry jerseys next year, color rush, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a leaked form of all the team colors, like for the base color. Have you seen this?
I haven't.
What do you think the Canucks did? Because there's some pretty crazy colors. Like Florida, I think, is pink.
Did they go black?
Close.
Navy blue.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Why would they do that?
Yeah. So anyway, that is what's on the list. Navy blue. Canucks are big stretch.
It was just the color they released?
Yeah, just like the list of like base colors or whatever. So it sounds like Florida, like I said, is pink. I think there's some other. I haven't seen the whole list, but I did see a few funky colors on there.
Yeah. I mean, navy blues for the most part has been really annoying. But if you think navy blue with the Johnny Canuck logo, for example, that was fantastic.
Like if they did like the gradient, like the skate jersey, like my skate jersey, I think you could make like the horizontal version. I think you could do something like a Johnny Canuck. You could make it
in that skate jersey unless it's the red one.
I know. I'm just. Yeah. I know. I'm being me.
You're a gentle soul.
I am a gentle soul. Chris Pronger was tall. So yeah, they just the Canucks right now, and and what was the other thing I saw? The Florida Panthers just had like a press release that they're getting a new parking lot for their practice facility. And it's really nice. Like here's the renderings. Like it's a thing. Like, oh, it's gonna be this. It's right across from this little mall thing, and
yeah, but Vancouver is the only team in the NHL that doesn't have a practice facility.
Just like
I remember when this team was.
Yes,
I remember when this team was taken over by Gillis, and it was the complete overhaul. I'm not saying this is a Gillis thing. It was a complete overhaul. Aquilini had just stepped in. Changes are going to be made. They were made. This team was cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that?
Dressing room, nutritionist, sleep doctor.
What happened to that? Like, where is that? Where did that go?
They couldn't afford to pay those guys anymore. Do you see Lawrence Gilman went to Columbus?
I'm not talking about those guys. That idea of trying to be cutting edge, right? I mean, now they're okay with just being okay.
No, they just fired all those guys, and they felt they couldn't afford it. And all those great ideas, they just stopped paying into.
Cut the budget. They
did. Right? I mean, you get rid of
valuation of the team went up to what is it now? Like
a couple billion.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It is such a poorly run franchise. And I do wonder how far does it have to get before things actually fall off, where like it's like a revolt, where people actually aren't showing up, where people like the disinterest of advertisers, the disinterest of I don't know, just all the facets that create this hockey program, the Vancouver Canucks hockey club. You know what I mean? Like,
you start to do these things, right? Like where you start to like briefly feel better about it. Like the team is bad. We're moving on from Tortorella, and we're making changes, and we're bringing in Trevor Linden to be president, and we're hiring an ex-scout to be GM, and it feels good, you know. And then all of a sudden, when the president is like, "This place is fucked. Like, I'm out of here," right? Then you're like, "Whoa!" Like if he's out of here, and Jimbo's still sticking around, then what? Like, what do we got going on here? And it just becomes laughingstock business. But then that goes on for 10 years. Like, what cycle are we in right now? Are we in the new cycle? How many years in does it go? If it is a problem, when does it happen? When does it change, right? I mean, 8 years, like 8 years, 8 years from now, we're looking at like Coots as a captain. You know what I mean? We're looking at Bo Horvat in his prime post-draft. Like that's how far away that team is right now from making those changes, and who knows if they ever get.
Is this like Gold Digger? Is this like Kanye West Gold Digger? Like 18 years?
Maybe.
And we found out it wasn't ours. Like what? Oh yeah, actually, this isn't our team.
This team is not there yet, but it's slowly creeping into Cleveland Browns territory.
You know what? And it's
getting of mismanagement.
What do you think? What do you think is rock bottom for the Canucks? What do you ultimately think is rock bottom?
We're rock bottom for the Canucks is no, because there's still seats. There's still butts and seats. Rock bottom is this with no butts and seats. You know, close to rock bottom would be we just re-upped Kiefer Sherwood 5x5. And we didn't trade him and acquire a pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to try to make a go of it with this squad.
With the current leading score, but shouldn't be a score.
And we're going to try to bring in expensive free agents and then also lose and then also butts and seats. Like it would be the current day version. And let's please remove any thought that I dislike Kiefer Sherwood. I love the guy. He's clearly the most exciting player on this roster right now.
Right now. And he's great. And I love the way that he plays, but I don't want I don't want a $5 million 35-year-old version of Kiefer Sherwood playing for this team down the road, right? 5 years from now. Yeah.
So what we don't want to get into is where we were before, where we're signing guys like Jay Beagle and Derek Dorsett. And
you know what's frightening?
We could be there.
Like we're flirting with that again.
If we start trading draft picks to acquire aging talent to try to stop this and not learn from any of the lessons that we literally just got out from the last of those contracts last time, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Just now. If that happens again and there's no butts and seats, rock bottom. If you smell rock bottom.
No people's elbow, though.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be real bad.
How close, and I asked this, was it last season? I think I was just in like a sad at the moment. How close are you to being indifferent?
Like indifferent of like, I don't care what they're doing until they start doing good?
Yeah.
Like until they start making intelligent moves. Like I'm already at the point where I don't really care what they're doing. Like I just want them to not. I don't want them. I don't care what they do right now. I'm just interested in them not fucking up the future. That's all.
Where are you watching every game still?
Not every game, but time doesn't allow me to watch every game right now, so I'm not at the point.
Well, you don't feel bad about it?
No, I don't feel bad about it because it's bad hockey. Like, look, man, it's still really fun to tune in and watch Zeke Bouillon. Like, he's good.
Oh, there are good players on this team. There is reason to believe the future could be good.
I like watching Kiefer Sherwood, but I'm not interested in what Kiefer Sherwood's doing right now. I'm interested in what Kiefer Sherwood's trade value is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really do enjoy watching Villander play. I really like watching what Ogren's doing. They're still at such an early level of development right now that it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm watching the farm team now play in the NHL. And that's pretty close to what's happening, by the way.
It's getting there.
Yeah. And And that's fine, because if it nets us the next one in this franchise's cycle, that's okay. I'm okay with that, because we just watched the current one walk out the door, and then we had a guy who we thought was a solid number 2, just like a poop. And that guy is not who we need him to be either, even though I think that he is a little underrated.
So Luke and I were chatting about this, and he's a big Oilers. He's convinced that like we are all buying into Pettersson and the lie. That
Pettersson is going to go somewhere else and light it up.
And that's what I.
So if PD leaves, say PD gets traded to Carolina, and PD becomes a 100-point player, was it a lie?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. My argument is it's not a lie. It's just it's done here. No, yeah,
this isn't him playing. This isn't Bernie Nichols fucking riding shotgun with Wayne Gretzky. This isn't Jonathan Chichu playing with Joe Thornton. This was a guy who was a 100-point player. At worst, talent-wise, PD's an 80-point guy. So if he goes somewhere else and he lights it up, it means that he was 100% disinterested with what his current position is and where he was in his hockey career. It would not surprise me even in the slightest if he went somewhere and just absolutely tore it up.
I think so.
He could go, would it shock you, Ryan, if he goes to Carolina?
No, I've actually waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, if he goes to Carolina and he legitimately takes over as their number 1 center, becomes their leading point scorer, would that surprise you?
No, it wouldn't, because I've been waiting for that shoe to drop.
Sure. So I think the rest of the league has bought into the fact that they think PD was a fluke. I don't care. I don't think you flukishly have seasons of 89, 100 and something and 80 plus points. That's not an accident. You're not flukishly good at hockey for 3 years when everyone in the league knows you play.
And my argument with him was, I said, he's such a unicorn. And this is, again, nothing new, but just restating this. I said, I basically agreeing with what you're saying. I said, he's such a unicorn because he goes and does what he did, and there were no comparables for what he achieved. And then when he fell off, the way he fell off, there's also no comparables for that, because that sequence of both sides has never happened to any player ever.
The guy that they've always compared him to is Pavel Datsyuk. I
was like, how do you say that the guy has fallen off and that it's a lie?
He has fallen off, but I don't think it's a lie.
But you know what I mean? Like how did both of those things exist? Because I said it's like a case study. Like
I'm betting that the fall off is a lie.
Could be. I think we all want to be right on that when he moves on, that there's the players there, and like you said, the disinterest is just, it's caved in. I think we all want to believe that the player is there and that his head is out of it, which is interesting that he would sign such a big deal if that's how he felt. Although I think the way things were going,
how could you not sign that deal though, Ryan?
Because I think if he felt he wasn't going to have a future here, he would have got most of that deal somewhere else.
I mean, I think that you sign that deal and then you worry about the rest. How do you not take the bag?
Yeah, well, I'm saying he would have got the bag regardless.
Yeah. I mean,
he could have just said, listen, you got to trade me. I'm not going to see this through.
I think he does the Hughes road.
Yeah. So
because Hughes gets the bag on his next contract. Unless he goes to Jersey, it might not be enough for him to get the
bag. I don't think so. I don't know if he does necessarily.
I feel like it's just a formality.
And probably.
I think it's a deal.
Let's finish up on a couple things because we could do the same thing about Canucks. First of all, before we get to the last couple things, speaking of hockey and all the things I'm wearing, our Mulligan first hockey shirt has we've been taking pre-orders. I'll still take some tonight. It's called Off Season. We're gonna have a couple hockey shirts released. We've got a bucket as well that's gonna be released probably in the next month. We feel that hockey is golf's off season as golf is hockey's off season. We thought let's do a play on that, And so that'll be our first tee. So we've got another one as well. So that's more of like the tennis courts or the basketball court frozen over thing, leaving the golf clubs in the corner. And we got another one planned as well. So, embracing a side collection. So check those out when those come. So support me because I'm trying to make this work. But the final couple things. First of all, it just announced Utah, Colorado next year, Winter Classic. I'm still befuddled that Canadian ones and American ones, the Canucks have been involved in one. When they had an opportunity, when the team actually was good,
It wasn't really good though.
No, they were really good. 22 from the time Winter Classics started and Heritage Classics.
That team was on the dive. It was on the way out.
No, when the first ones happened.
I thought sorry, when they played in their Winter Classic.
No, I'm talking the lead up to that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Like there's an
opportunity. There was a couple in the beginning that they could have played in. The products are garbage.
Would have been like anyway. Even since then, there's been maybe a few opportunities where they could have played Calgary or Edmonton. They've been involved, and I'm not even talking about hosting. They've been involved in one.
Yeah.
One. That's got to blow it. Like, come on. Utah's already going. Seattle's got one. Florida, come on.
Yeah, you have to go with these teams that are popular. I don't think Vancouver is popular to the rest of the world.
They were popular. Even the Canadian ones, Ted.
Man, even when they played in their Stanley Cup final, they were hated.
Dude, there's 17.
How on earth was there a season when people like Boston more than they liked Vancouver? Everybody hates Boston.
And that's fine. Whatever.
That's
I don't
how dislikable Vancouver's been to the rest of the league.
How the heck have you not, though, had a Calgary Vancouver or an Edmonton Vancouver? Or it's not even about, like, it's just about the fan bases. It's about the fun jerseys and freezing your what's off.
You're right.
It's like,
also Vancouver should just lean into the villain role, should they not?
Great, do it.
Yeah, play heel.
And go in and
get yourself in a Winter Classic.
I would love, like, I've been to one. I got to go to the Calgary and Montreal one back in 2011. And it was one of my favorite sports moments. And I hated both teams. And I froze, like, I had hand warmers or butt warmers, whatever. I had my big freaking Nike jacket on, a jersey, long johns. I had like 4 layers on, freezing. And we were sitting like the second deck up at McMahon. And it was one of my favorite sports memories. And you're telling me you don't want to be involved in that, Vancouver? You don't want to spend money? Maybe it's a spend. Maybe it's like, hey, how much does it cost
to buy? Is it a spend or is it like a choose thing? Like you got to bid to get in.
But like, look how many Canadian ones have happened. Enough. Ottawa's even been in them. I think.
Yeah. Well, they were in ours.
Toronto, Toronto makes sense. I get that.
Yeah.
Montreal makes sense. I get that. Edmonton's had a few. Again, they've got McDavid and like they've got the teams. But I mean,
but who do you play them against, Ryan?
Calgary. I don't care.
Calgary plays Edmonton in those events. That's what happens.
Like, I don't know.
Two dog shit teams, like they're not going to do that. These teams are both dogs lunch. Like they're bad.
I don't know. They got to be involved in one again somehow.
They got to be involved, but they got to be good. They got to be good. And if they're not good, then they got to be popular. And that team is neither right now.
I'll give you that. That you are for sure on. Let's finish on this because this is so funny. So I don't even know how this stupid thing came up, but it showed up in my feed. I hate Twitter. This showed up in my feed, and this guy, and I didn't want to give this guy his flowers because he's an absolute moron. But they were talking about Gavin McKenna. So it comes up. This is on January 4th. Gavin McKenna. Pardon me?
Gavin McKenna's a moron?
No, this guy. So Oilers Daily Twitter account, Gavin McKenna, generational talent or generational fraud. This was right after they were out. So the guy's like, I'm going with the second option. So Ray Hatt, Canucks, I don't know if you follow him. He goes, stop putting the tagline generational on every star player that comes out of juniors. McDavid, Ovi, and Crosby are the only real generational players in the NHL. Then this other guy, Raymond Wong, comes out. I don't consider Ovi generational. In my opinion, Crosby, McDavid, Lemieux, and Gretzky are generational. And then there's a bit of a discourse back and forth. Scoring more goals than anybody and hitting lots of people is not generational, in my opinion. I'll label him franchise. He's too one-dimensional to be franchise, in my opinion. Let's open.
Sorry. How many times in the last few generations has the goal scoring record been broken?
Last time I checked, this just happened, and the last time I saw the crossover happen was 94.
So when was when was the previous generational goal records set? I don't even remember.
1994.
No, previous to that.
Oh, to Gordie Howe?
No, yeah. Like when did Gordie set it?
Probably in like the 80s, 70s.
It was so many generations ago, Ryan, we don't know. And then Gretzky sets it in the 90s. And then fast forward 50 years, 40 years. And then Ovi hits it, and we're talking about not a no, if the goal scoring record is being reset every 10 years, then that's not a generational stat.
Yeah.
So how could you not be a generational talent? This is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And the fact that I had him, when was this? Probably late 2000s, like just prior to 2010. The way he was hitting guys and running guys over and everything. I remember saying to my dad, I'm like, I don't think he's going to have a long career. I said, he's so reckless. His body's just going to break down just because of how he plays.
For sure. Yeah, I remember that.
And like, it felt inevitable. It wasn't even like a shade at Ovi. It was just like, listen, man, like you play so recklessly, like your body shouldn't be able to hold up.
That's the fucking stupidest thing.
And he's like, hold my keg, because he's about to just like what he's done. And then the fact that, again, you know exactly where he scores from every single time, but the fact that he became a captain even after that, right? Like,
he became a captain, won a Stanley Cup. You just said it yourself, Ryan. Everybody knows where he scores from. Well, if you fucking know, then go ahead and stop him. It's that easy.
Remember when he broke his leg last year? Remember when he broke his leg and then came back a month later?
Yeah.
and broke the scoring record?
Yeah.
He did it in the same calendar year.
And now he's just adding to it. Like, it wasn't like I just eked it out, played for way longer than I should have.
We thought it might be done because that's what it was. Like, this guy could still get nominated for an MVP.
The guy, he's an absolute monster. Ryan, he's got 37 points in 44 games right now.
Who's the highest scoring Canuck right now?
I think it's PD, like 35.
Okay, and how old's Ovi again? 39, right?
Yeah, he's 40.
40.
Yeah, he's 40.
My bad. Apologies.
And looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. He's walking around at a lean 238.
Dude, come on now. What are we talking about here?
Like, the guy is built like an old school NFL linebacker. He used to be fast as fuck. He changed his game. He's still an absolute beast, physically menace. Like, he still got that shot. He can still dangle in close. He still scores all kinds of goals. Like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Alex Ovechkin's not a general.
So it got to the point I had to mute this conversation because I was getting so mad. So anyway, he says most people would have way below Crosby, McDavid, Lemieux, and Gretzky. It wouldn't even be close, is what he says. And I said after that, I had to make a comment, and I tried so hard not to, Ted. 10 years ago, I would have been all over this guy. I mean, like, I'm getting my clout score up. I said, I don't know how many clicks you're hoping for, but you'll get them with these comments. And he says, clicks, none, because most people would agree that Ovi is not in the same class as Crosby, McDavid, Lemieux, Gretzky, and Orr. He's a notch below.
I just don't see it. He does one thing better than those guys, and he does one thing better than any other stat that he has. But he does that thing so good that he elevates himself to that level. How can you not recognize? That's like saying Gretzky was a one-dimensional player.
Here's the thing,
because of the assist level.
How great is Connor McDavid?
He's great.
He is incredible.
He's never won anything, but he's great.
No, he hasn't. He is incredible. I don't care what team you cheer for. You cheer for Connor McDavid.
He's great.
That guy is a freak. He likely will not break Ovechkin's record. He won't anyway. I know
he doesn't score enough. Yeah.
No. But I'm just saying, like, Connor McDavid is generational, and he won't be able to touch what Ovi's done in that way. He'll do it in other ways. He'll get other things. But you're saying that Ovechkin is not like I saw this and I just laughed. I'm like, I want to hold off so bad. And I just couldn't. Like, I'm like, I could just leave this and I could read it and just be mad that this guy is such an idiot. And then I'm like, no, I need to get this out or I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna just go crazy.
McDavid has eight 100-point seasons, at least 100-point seasons, and he's got 75 in 43 games. And he's not going to catch Alex in the scoring department. I saw that and I just laughed. I'm like, this is a show topic. It's just silly talk. It's just silly.
Because and you know what? And I bet this guy like ultimately believes it in his heart of hearts because like he's just this one of those stubborn people that has a stupid opinion that they're just stubborn about. I've got my own opinions. The moon landing. That's all.
David's on point for he's on pace for almost 150 points.
Yeah, Connor McDavid is a freak though. Like,
and he's great, but he's just barely gonna at that pace. He's just barely gonna score over 50 goals,
which is wild. Which
is amazing. 50 goals is a tremendous accomplishment.
It's hard,
but he's just not as good at doing it as Alex Ovechkin. And the name of the fucking game is to score goals.
That's how you win. If you have more than the other team, you win.
Well, dumb is dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. His is just wrong.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So anyway, I thought that'd be a great way to finish the show. A little anger on the show. I love it. This is what we do. This felt like a great episode. I'm happy we went here. We are done for this week. We'll definitely be back next week. We'll probably have more stuff to talk about. Maybe we'll get a guest next week.
Yeah,
probably get back on that boat. Rick Dollywall said I'm sure he probably doesn't want to cover the Canucks for a while, so maybe we'll get him on the show. Don't blame him. But this has been a lot of fun. We are on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate being here. 7 seasons. Can't believe it. We're rocking 7 seasons strong. On behalf of Ted, I am Future Considerations, Ryan. This is the PP1 podcast, proudly supporting the Vancouver Canucks, whether they want to or not. Have a great evening.